What's up, college football fans? We're breaking down the Alabama-Wisconsin football game. Really good noon slate with this one, at least out for if you're an Alabama fan. Obviously, the Clemson-Georgia Tech game was tremendous as well. We'll have another video, a quick instant reaction with that game also. But Alabama Crimson Tide, going back 2 weeks ago, the lack of effort, execution on offense, the timing on offense came into question of is this team ready to compete this season? Say what you want against Wisconsin. That's still a Power 4 team, 2-0 heading into the game, and Alabama was dang near perfect on both sides of the football. I was really impressed watching the effort, especially on the defense side of the football, and then the timing and execution on the offensive side, especially in the pass game, and we'll get into both sides. We'll obviously get into the running aspect and passing aspect. What do we like from Alabama? What do we love from Alabama? And what are some things that Crimson Tide continue or need to continue to work on this season? I want to start with the offense. We're not going to talk much, first of all, we're not talking much about Wisconsin. We knew this was going to kind of be the outcome. We expected Alabama to dominate the football game. So I ain't going to really talk about the Badgers. I'm going to focus on the Crimson Tide because they got some big time games coming up in the SEC. And this was the perfect one to gain some confidence. Ty Simpson. I thought he looked good. If you go back and watch some of our stuff from the first game, I thought he had some really good moments against Florida State. Thought he held the ball a little bit too long at times. Today was not the case. He has gone back over the past 2 weeks, has watched the tape, has continued to now start to build the confidence with his receiving core, with his offensive line. I love the play action pass that they're incorporating as well. And it was just absolutely letting it rip. A lot of zone coverage. You saw the receivers doing a nice job finding holes inside that zone defense, the dagger routes, the go ball, whatever it was. He was on time, in rhythm, 24 of 29. 382, 4 touchdowns, and then had a couple really nice runs as well, 25 yards on the ground. So I thought for him, today was the perfect game where you go in there in front of your home crowd and now can build that confidence as a quarterback that, hey, I can compete in college football. I can go out there and execute in this offense at a really, really high level. So don't take that for granted. The confidence of a quarterback. I don't care how long he's been there. I don't care how long he's been in the system, to go out there and make the plays and to see it on tape and to say, damn, I did that. I did that. I went 24-29. Goes a long way for that young man going forward for the rest of the season. I thought another big thing obviously was Ryan Williams. Got going today. We it's been Bernard really is the go-to guy, and Bernard is fantastic catching the football. Obviously had the big running touchdown as well. But to get Ryan Williams going in this offense, you saw the moves, you saw the get to the sideline, the whoop, cut back, score the touchdown. Like, he is still one of the most explosive athletes and football players in America. So now you got Ryan Williams feeling good. You got Bernard. I thought Horn made obviously some nice plays, nice target there on the outside. You're starting to see the depth of this receiving core. You're starting to see now a quarterback playing with confidence and knowing that it's not just Bernard, but it's multiple receivers that can win one-on-ones, multiple receivers that can find zones and soft spots with inside a defense. Like, that is scary. When was Alabama great? Over the past 6-7 years, it's when they had a quarterback that can throw the ball accurately, and guys that can win one-on-ones on the outside. And it looks like they may have that recipe right now. Where Alabama is struggling, and that does have me a little bit worried, is the offense line continues to lack the ability to move bodies. We saw that in week 1 versus Florida State. Florida State's defense line was more physical, and we saw that again in this game. The inability to dominate the trenches in the run game is a little bit worrisome. You have to be balanced. And is Ty Simpson, this receiving core, good enough to win you a lot of games? Yeah, I think they are. If today is a springboard going forward for this offense in the passing game, they can win you a lot. But can you win a championship being this one-dimensional? Are they LSU and when they had their great run of receivers and quarterbacks? Are you that good throwing the football? I don't think it's Joe Burrow and Chase and those guys. I don't think it's that good. So you need a running game. So this is something that Kalen DeBoer and his staff and Ryan Grubb are going to have to figure out. How can we get more creative in the running game? How can we get even, obviously you saw Bernard with the little jet sweep for the touchdown. How do we get Ryan Williams maybe involved in the running game? Whatever it may be, Ty Simpson involved. You have to be able to keep defenses honest. So I am a little bit worried about that part of their game going forward. But overall, an awesome performance by the offense, awesome performance by the defense, or by the pass game. the defense was flying around. They were embarrassed 2 weeks ago, and they played like it. Their hair was on fire today versus Wisconsin offense, and they should be. Wisconsin's offense doesn't really have anything that's going to scare you, nothing that's really going to threaten you. And they played with that confidence that, hey, we're just bigger, better, faster, more physical, and went out there and played like that. And a big shout out to number 18 Hubbard. He just was getting drugged for the past 2 weeks. That clip over and over again, the loafing, in that play versus the Seminoles, and he was flying all over the place, tackling, making plays from that secondary spot. Had a nice interception, I believe, in the third quarter as well. So, I don't know what Kalen DeBoer has told that side of the football, but we anticipate this defense to look like that from game one. Return some star power on all three levels. Kind of look lackadaisical, and I think it was a kind of a mental thing in that first week of we weren't ready for Florida State to maybe be that good. We got knocked in the mouth and just weren't able to respond. Kind of their wake-up call, that side of the football, and they've been just tremendous the past 2 weeks and really darn good flying around. So as a whole, I look at Alabama and I say, this is the defense I expected them to be this season. Fast, physical, making plays, causing turnovers. Check. All that great stuff. I think this defense, even against Wisconsin and going forward, that defense will continue to look like that, in my belief, because of the playmakers and the kind of skill they have at all three levels on that side. The offensive side, the pass game looks like it's here. It looked that you saw promise in the first game versus Florida State. We saw it last week, and we really saw it against Wisconsin. So as you kind of step back, Alabama fans, and say, what will keep them from being a true contender? And it's going to be this running game and this offensive line still not coming up and being as physical. So if that's your one weakness, can you still win the SEC? 100%. Can you still win a championship? 100%. But you're too big. You're too big. You have too much star power at that offensive line and the running back position for that to be that much of a weakness. It doesn't have to be your strength. It just can't be that much of a weakness. And you look at the running backs in this game, and what was it? I mean, your leading rusher was Ty Simpson with 25 yards, Riley with 20, Washington with 13. Like, that is too big of a weakness going forward. It has to kind of chip away and get a little bit closer to the how good the passing game's been the past 2 weeks for the Crimson Tide. So really nice win, 38-14. This looks like a team, once again, that can contend for a national championship. They get the bye week, and then they got to get going against Georgia. We'll see what Georgia looks like against Tennessee here in about 20, 30 minutes. So appreciate y'all tuning in to the Mac and Murray Instant Reaction Show. Like, subscribe. Got a lot of good stuff coming out this week. Probably do a Ty Simpson individual quarterback breakdown, so be on the lookout for that one. And we will be back with more instant reactions all day Saturday, and then our big recap show coming out tomorrow. See y'all.